I'm Tim Middleton. I come from Australia. I've been in Vietnam for 3 years now, working as an architect on green building design. Vietnam always brings me amazing experiences. That's the reason why I have such a love for this country and the people here. The destination of my trip this time is Phu Quoc Island. Phu Quoc is known by its nickname, the Paradise Pearl Island, and has always attracted a large number of domestic and international visitors. However, not many people are able to discover what the life is like for the local people who have lived here for generations. Situated in the Gulf of Thailand, Phu Quoc is the largest island in Vietnam. It is ringed with some beautiful beaches and offers the best seafood in the country. This 574 square kilometre heart-shaped island, along with 22 other islands, forms the Phu Quoc Island district in the southern province of Tanzania. Phu Quoc features a monsoon tropical climate. The average temperature on Phu Quoc is 28 degrees Celsius, allowing visitors to enjoy the island's beauty at any time of the year.
We are in Phu Quoc, this island in the south of Vietnam.
Besides abundant resources from the sea, Phu Quoc boasts wonderful soil conditions which are good for agriculture, particularly growing perennial plants. The island is known as one of the biggest hubs for growing pepper in Vietnam. Phu Quoc pepper is of the highest quality. Also, people grow cashew trees which contribute to the economic development and tourism on the island.
There are two main parts to Phu Quoc, which is where I am right now, the ocean and the mountain. And I've come to the mountain side of Phu Quoc. I'm going to meet Ba Anh. She's a local who's been here for a very long time, and she's going to show me a little bit about traditional life here.
Chào cho bà.
Chú mới tới ha. Khỏe ha.
Vâng, con ba có khỏe không?
Khỏe. Tin đi đường có mệt không?
Dạ không.
Dạ hả? Tưởng mệt thì đi ra hái dừa uống nước.
Vâng, cảm ơn bà.
Đi ra ngoài vườn nè, hái dừa uống nước. Không, dỡ lên, cái quầy trên á.
Born and raised in Phu Quoc, Mrs. Lam Viet Anh is now over 60 years old. This means she has experienced more than 60 seasons of rain and sunshine on this island. To me, Mrs. Anh is a true representative of generations who have made it through all sorts of difficulties to build their life on this land.
Being able to explore the natural beauty of this island and the local life of the people here, I've just realized how rich the land is here and how rich the heritage of the people is here. Yeah, and it feels like I've been able to discover something that I never knew existed before, and that's really exciting for me.
Hồi trước giải phóng thì ông già tôi ở đây, ở tại cục đất này. Nhưng mà sau giải phóng thì tôi đi công tác cho nhà nước. Giờ cái thời gian thằng con đầu lòng tôi được 2 tuổi, tôi mới quay về đây tạo dựng ở đây thì rất là khổ. Sát bên nhà nha, cây bự bự này nè, cây rừng á, sát vách nhà luôn mà cái nhà nó rất là nhỏ. Hai vợ chồng cứ khai phá là dần dần chút chút vậy đó. Trồng khoai lang, rồi trồng khoai mì, rồi trồng lúa, rồi đi xuống suối xuống bào đó bắt cá lên sống.
Her stories, sad or delightful, build a picture of her experiences of life and her memories from this island. Water is essential for us to survive. I was reminded of this when I was asking Mrs. Ang about the old days on the island. She said that this island is really blessed. Fresh water is plentiful here as long as you are strong enough to dig wells. Thanks to the abundant supply of fresh water, plants on this island thrive.
So this is the well near Ang's house, and she says it was dug 30 years ago, and at that time it was the main source of water for the whole village. So even today it provides a lot of fresh water, and she uses it for watering the plants and for daily use in the house.
Mrs. Ang's life in the old days was a series of hardships in which she was dependent on the forest to sustain her family of 5 children. Mrs. Ang told me that the forest gave her everything from food to utensils and tools in her house.
Khổ mà ăn của nặng dại đó nha, 6 tháng tới 8 tháng. Không biết hột gạo ra làm sao hết trơn. Bắt đầu đi hái sim nè, hái trái sim này mới mang đi chợ bán, lấy tiền mua gạo đồ cho con nó đi học. Rồi từ 1 đứa mà cho tới 5 đứa, nuôi con bằng trái sim, rồi bằng trái gùi, bằng trái cù lằn, bằng trái giỏi. Nói chung các thứ trái trong vườn mà biết ăn là tôi bẻ hết. Nuôi 5 đứa con.
I really enjoy listening to stories from the past. Even though it's not my story, it's been really special for me to be able to hear her story. And it actually makes me think about my family as well, and about our past and what some of my ancestors did and the stories I've heard. As she was telling me, I remembered some. Yeah, so that's a special connection.
In her stories, Mrs. Ang told me about the wild fruits which saved her family from starvation during the difficult times, particularly the rose myrtle. I'm really curious about this fruit. Mrs. Ang gave me the chance to collect rose myrtle in order to make a unique specialty in Phu Quoc. What is it, you ask? Just wait and see.
I'm here in the countryside of Phu Quoc, in one of the oldest villages in Phu Quoc. We're looking for the sim tree to find the rose myrtle.
Up until now, no one knows why there is such an abundance of rose myrtle trees in Phu Quoc. To explain how they have flourished here, one can only guess that it is because of the good soil and weather conditions. The rose myrtle bushes usually do not grow tall, but here the plants are high, around 2 or even 3 meters. There is a forest of rose myrtle trees on the island, and people can collect as much fruit as they can, as long as they don't harm the environment. The rose myrtle bears flowers and fruit all year round, but they yield the best fruit in the springtime, from the 1st to the 3rd month of the lunar calendar. It's a shame that I visited Phu Quoc at the end of spring, so I wasn't able to see the whole forest full of fruit. Mrs. Ang said that at the best times, the trees are so full of fruit, they just need to shake the trees, then pick the fruit from the ground. On average, you can collect between 5 and 6 kilograms of fruit per day.
Ăn thử coi. Ăn đi. Nè Tiên ơi, mày hái dở ẹt à? Nè.
We've been going for almost 1 hour, and so far I've only been able to get about this many. Now, this is the end of the season, so it's not so easy to find them, and we can only pick the ripe ones that are a color like this. If it's in season, apparently there's a lot more, but I'm going to do my best to fill up this basket so we can make some sim wine. She's so friendly and quite funny as well. And in the forest, she moves very quickly. Sometimes I found it hard to keep up with her as she ducked under branches and trees. And I think she must have done this so many times. I would hate to think how many times, but she still got excited when she would see a few small sim fruits on the tree. And I couldn't help but feel the same excitement as well. This is all the sim fruits that we've collected for the whole morning, just this basket here. And now we're just selecting out the green ones because they're not ripe enough. And after this, Ba Ang is going to show me how to start the process for making the sim wine.
It's not difficult to make sim wine. I think that the secret is not only in the very sweet taste of the fruit, but also in the industriousness of the people here. After hours of collecting the fruit, I'm feeling tired, but it's time to try all the steps of the winemaking process now. You must cut off the sepals of each fruit because this part at the head of the fruit is not good for the flavor of the wine.
Có năm mình làm cũng được tấn ngoài, có năm mình làm 700-800 kg. Mình làm á, mình không phải đi mua rượu ngoài, mình đi nấu ơn không à, thành rượu á, làm nó ngon.
Ngoài ra rượu có nấu gì hay làm gì khác được không? Món ăn hay là...
Không có làm món ăn mà mình ăn tươi vậy đó. Với mình làm rượu cái mình để dành khi nào mà để ở trong nhà nè. Khi nào mà mình bị đi ra ngoài gió rồi bị cảm rồi đó thì mình uống một chút là nó hết. Với mình ăn cái gì mà nó không tiêu á, nó khó chịu người, uống một chút là nó hết. Cái đau ở đây nè, đau đây nè, đau đây nè, rồi đau lưng nè. Cái mình uống rượu sim vô nó cũng hết nữa.
Thế á?
Then you wash the fruit and mash it up.
Giữa cái này thôi quá.
While we waited for the rose myrtle fruit to dry, I treated myself to a little nap in this special place. Very rarely do I get a chance like this, a quiet nap by an old country house. In my sleep I could hear a rooster crowing, wind blowing through the canopy above, and sense the rays of sunlight sifting through the clouds and the leaves of the trees. This is truly peaceful. In a busy life, moments like this have become too rare and precious. Then you wash the fruit and mash it up. Finally, you mix the crushed fruit with sugar, about 400 grams per kilogram of fruit. After that, a layer of juice will form. This juice is then mixed with a little rice wine, the ratio depending on the maker of the wine. And after, it is left for another period of time, and then you get the delicious rose myrtle or sim wine.
Mình làm vậy, cái mai mốt cái nó có nước ở đây nè, nó có mặt sim ở đây, tới đây. Cái mình muốn uống rượu cỡ nào á thì mình đổ rượu vô mình ngâm. Hả? Mình ngâm á, nếu mà mình mau uống thì 3 tháng. Mà nếu đúng của nó là phải 6 tháng mới được uống. Để tôi lấy rượu cho coi. Cho uống thử. Nè.
Oh.
2 năm mẹ.
Cái này là 2 năm đó nha.
Vâng.
Today, rose myrtle wine, or sim wine, is well known as a unique specialty only found in Phu Quoc. But, to me, after hearing the stories Mrs. Ang told me, it is much more than that. It's a tradition born out of the dedication of mothers like Mrs. Ang.
Tìm uống rượu có ngon không?
Ngon lắm bà.
Có thích ăn đồ biển không?
Vâng.
Thích ha?
Vâng.
Thích thì bây giờ tặng cho Tim một chai ha. Để dành á, đi đâu có ăn đồ biển thì uống vô.
Cảm ơn bà. Wow.
Rồi. Rồi, tặng cho Tim một chai đây.
Chào, cảm ơn bà. Cảm ơn. So, we saw how the people in the mountains of Phu Quoc live off the land. Now, I'm at the beautiful Kem Beach, and I'm going to meet Juba. He's going to show us how he lives off the sea. I'm going to learn a little bit about how he fishes and what he does to earn a living off this beautiful sea here in Phu Quoc.
Born in the central province of Quang Ngai, Mr. Ba moved to Phu Quoc 30 years ago. Like many a fisherman on the island, he depends heavily on fishing for his livelihood. He can't remember how many times he wanted to quit fishing because of the difficulties and the danger. However, fishing is his destiny, and thanks to the sea, he has earned enough for his family of 4 children. Over the 30 years, he has set foot on every corner and beach on the island.
Chào chào chú. Trời đẹp quá.
Viên ra đây vui lắm, đẹp lắm mà.
Vâng.
Vào nhà cho anh.
Vâng.
Mr. Ba has promised to take me fishing in shallow waters near the shore. Before each fishing trip, he often checks and maintains the machinery of the boat to ensure everyone's safety. It's time to go fishing. It's so hard for us to get the boat down into the water.
Nhưng mà phải đi. Không bảo biển được. Kiếm có tự này. Ra đây quánh rồi kiếm 50 kg và cạo thương kiếm đâu 300 ngàn. Kiếm có tự có dùng về bỏ vô xô.
Mr. Ba takes a tuan tum, or woven bamboo basket boat to go fishing. For fishermen in Phu Quoc, tuan tum, or a woven bamboo basket boat, is popular for shallow water fishing, and they come in many different shapes and sizes. The basket is made from bamboo and coated with tar or varnish to waterproof it. They vary in size from a one-man boat to those big enough to carry several men, their fishing gear, and even their catch.
Amazed at how well Juba can control it, because I had to go, and it's so difficult to. I couldn't figure out what to do to go straight. I could turn it, but not go straight. He was saying to do it in this sort of a motion, but when I tried to do that, it didn't do anything. I think I was just pushing the water back and forth. I tried many times to control the boat, but in the end, I wasn't able to do it.
The Phu Quoc native dogs are very intelligent and can swim well. They can help the fishermen catch fish, so they often take them as a companion on their fishing trips. I love the beautiful scenery, the fresh sea breeze to start us off on this trip. For the local fishing communities here, maybe this is their most peaceful moment on each of their trips.
See here, now we've arrived at this deserted island and we're going to use this net. Juba is going to show me how he fishes in the shallow waters. And as you can see, we're in this boat now. It's called a Thuyền Thum, and it's a traditional Vietnamese boat for fishing. He makes it look very easy. I thought the net was in a big mess in here, but it came out very smoothly. And then when we pulled it back in, we didn't take too much care in putting it in a nice fold or anything. So I think he makes it look easy, but if I was to try it, it would not be easy. Oh, it's amazing. I saw some of them jumping out. I think we were too slow. Now I've come to another beach, and Juba is going to take me to look for oysters and sea urchins, and maybe we'll get to try them a bit later. Juba, đi nhé.
Most fishermen at Kem Beach earn their living by fishing offshore and diving. They still do this in the traditional way, fishing and diving without protective gear and oxygen tanks. For this reason, their work can be quite dangerous, but they can earn a better living than in other lines of work.
The seas around Phu Quoc, from what I experienced, they're quite calm, not so rough. The water is beautiful blue color, and as we were diving in the coral, the colors are just amazing. There's some coral that's fluorescent, and there's all different types of coral and fish. And the fish themselves, they shimmer like a silver color in the water. And it's just so beautiful to see that.
Chim trời có nước thì trời cho bao nhiêu mình hai bao nhiêu, được bao nhiêu mình hai bao nhiêu, đủ sinh sống rồi được rồi.
Collecting oysters is popular work here. Fishermen like Mr. Ba use tools such as hammers and chisels to remove the oysters from the rocks. In the past, they used to gather the oysters whenever they had nothing to eat. Nowadays, although they earn better living from fishing, they still look for oysters as a hobby.
Wow. Wow. Very fresh, very tasty. The flesh is very soft, and it has that little bit of salty taste, that little bit of tangy oyster taste. And I got a little bit of sand as well, so I had a bit of sand taste.
Finishing our fishing trip, we caught nearly 10 sea urchins and about a kilo of small fish. Mr. Barr told me that the seafood is only enough for our dinner, so now it's time to cook and taste the seafood that we've caught straight from the ocean.
Calm down.
Không đâu.
Oh, it's so strange. It's moving. Lạ, rất lạ. Do it here. Oh yeah. It doesn't hurt.
Cố lên, cố lên.
Oh. It's still moving. I don't think I've ever had so many different delicacies in the one place and in such a beautiful place as well. So that was like the climax of the whole thing, was to be able to enjoy all of that at one time. It was too much, too much to enjoy all at once. Chú Ba ơi, cháu có một thứ đặc biệt. Đây là rượu sim.
Rồi, trái vườn trái.
Chào mời chú uống rượu sim.
Cảm ơn. Ăn cái gỏi này và uống rượu sim là coi như là ngon lắm.
Ngon lắm.
Ngọt không?
Cá sống.
Có hay ăn nhiều thế này không?
Hay lắm chứ. Coi như là ngày nào cũng vậy. Quánh là coi như vô gành rồi làm ăn, không bao về tại nhà rồi làm ăn rồi.
Wow.
Ngày nào cũng cứ ăn.
Chú may mắn. Ngon quá.
Rất ngọt. Cái hồi giông gió mưa rồi cực khổ thì nó buồn. Mà coi như trời êm như vậy là coi như thoải mái. Vui vậy. Nhậu ngon lành.
Here I feel like people are more calm and peaceful. Yeah, very natural about their hospitality. They're not too outgoing. They can be quite shy sometimes, but they're very warm when you spend some time with them or when you talk with them. Most of the people here have a very nice smile, good sense of humor. I wish I could understand what they were saying a little bit more, because I think, I'd love to get to know what the people like here even more.
Thành phố mà ăn được cái tư này là không bao giờ. Chẳng qua ngày biển mình ăn được cái tư này. Luôn thoải mái vậy giữa trời luôn.
So in this episode of Vietnam Discovery, I've gone to the deep forest, into the mountains of Phu Quoc, got the sim fruit and made sim wine, got to see how a local person lives on the land here, and now I get to experience the sea life as well. And I think this is what Phu Quoc is all about. This is really luxury here. But also, I've got a small taste of the hard work that is involved with living off the sea as well. But this is a great reward at the end. And it's all thanks to Vietnam Discovery, so I hope you can join us next time.